Hi, my name is Jim Hope. Over the last few years I've been working constantly on the idea behind crowd centres. It's all about creating civilised cyberspace communities that will benefit everybody. Unlike Facebook and Twitter, we're not out here to get people to join us so that we can then sell their name or information onto advertising. We are creating crowd centres which are built by the crowd for the benefit of the crowd, where everybody benefits. We don't store cookies. No information is stored. We are creating communities that work together. In some other videos I've explained that in more detail. We hope to start launching soon in October of 2015. I'm anticipating raising about £80,000 in crowdsource funding. I don't think that will be too hard because what we have to offer. However, at this moment in time we have an immediate need for £3,000, which I can't wait for 3 or 4 days for it to go or be cleared in an account. So I'm asking if you will consider helping us to raise this money. In return, this is what we're offering you. First of all, you might want to be a stakeholder in the crowd centres. So you can see about the crowd centres that there will be a whole range of subjects: business, education, career, entertainment sections, leisure, general life, relationships, wedding areas and all sorts, sport. So we're creating all of these communities. There'll be communities based on profile, so for females, for ethnic groups and so on. And also crowd centres based on local areas, and we're starting off with the northeast of England. As a stakeholder, all the revenue that comes in to the crowd centres, 10% of that revenue will be allocated to the stakeholders. Let me show you an example of that. If I go down to the northeast region, select for example Northumberland, then we will generate income from the sponsors, the 3 prime sponsors for each crowd centre and then 10 secondary sponsors. And each page within these sections also has 3 prime sponsors and 10 secondary sponsors. The money we're charging them is not a lot, but our costs are quite low. So we anticipate making a reasonable profit out of those sections. We will also be generating income. If I go back to the main section, from what's called local communication and advertising networks, or CANs, Sunderland CAN, Newcastle CAN and so on. These networks allow the local businesses to be able to post messages to a whole range of message boards and to have their own section within a marketplace area, where they could have a window using any kind of social media tool to present that window, and then have a page full of social media content, Facebook content, Twitter content, YouTube content and so on. All of these members of the Communication and Advertising Network will pay an annual fee. 10% of that will go towards the stakeholders. So we anticipate as a stakeholder that if we just kept the northeast areas alone, your dividend, which is guaranteed because it's based on sales not profit, your dividend within a couple of years would be paid back. But if you consider the northeast represents only a 20th of the United Kingdom, then if we do expand into all these other areas, as a stakeholder you could be in for a very good regular dividend. So one of the stakeholder packages, remember we're looking for £3,000, we're looking up to £80,000 of stakeholding package. We think we'll get that within the next couple of months. But if you want to consider joining now as a stakeholder, then you'll be benefiting from that. What we're looking for now is, if you're interested in being a stakeholder, is that you pay direct transfer to our business account so that money is in quick. So again, if you want to help us get this £3,000, there might be one of you out there who's quite prepared to pay £3,000 of this. My background is working internationally. I've developed products that are being used all around the world. So it's not like I'm just somebody starting off now. So this could be a great opportunity for you to invest up to £3,000, anything from £20. So wherever you want to give, it's going to help us get over this hurdle that we have at the moment, and you will benefit directly. Another thing that we're offering is for any local church or local business or organisation to become a member of one of our local CANs. So again, if I go to the message boards, we explain to you that as a member of the the local CAN, Communication Advertising Network, you'll get access to all of these message boards, and you'll have your own marketplace area, putting all your content in. And that's for £60. It's a one-off charge of just £60. So if you're interested in claiming one of these, then for your £60 that we're asking you to transfer directly into our bank account, then you would get a lifetime membership. So great place for your local church to get in front of the whole of your local crowd. As mentioned before, we're hoping to raise £80,000 in crowdsource funding within the next month and a half. So the money we're asking for now is only a short-term requirement. So maybe you would consider giving us a short-term loan. Again, we're asking you to pay it directly into our account, and then as soon as we've got this £80,000, we'll pay you directly back. So we would really appreciate it if that was one way you're considering supporting us. The next way you might want to consider is as a gift. Now obviously that would be a bit unfair since we're trying to make a profit, but there is another area that we're working on. And if we go to this site, it's what we call Come See a Man. I've only got 2 sample pages on there, but if I select that, Come See a Man is the verse that's in John 14. It's when the woman is at the well. She says to the rest of the people in her village, come see a man who knew everything I ever did. Could this be the Christ? Her testimony had a profound effect on lots of people in that village. Lots of people ended up saying they kept Jesus back for 2 days. And lots of people said, we now believe no longer because of the words she's spoken, but because they'd heard Jesus themselves. Testimony has a great, powerful effect. One of the things we want to do is to create a testimony site that the whole of the United Kingdom could use. So it's testimonies from different subjects. So on here I've got some sample testimonies. We'll give you the link and you go and have a look at them. For example, the well-known Jonathan Aitken, the top Tory MP. We have his testimony. People like Lacey Strome. The world famous Nikki Cruz, ex-porn stars and so on. I turn back. The idea though is to create a video testimony site for a particular subject. So these are all atheists who've turned to Jesus. Peter Hitchens, C.S. Lewis, Lee Strobel, an atheist, scientist and so on. This could be Muslims who've turned to Christ, it could be drug addicts who've turned to Christ. The idea is to create a powerful testimony tool that all the churches across the United Kingdom could use together. So it may be that you might give us a gift towards doing that. As soon as we raise £6,000, we're going to employ somebody full time to start to look after this site. Picture it, most of us, if you were walking down the street, might find it very hard to have contact with somebody from another religion or a skinhead or so on. But if all we do is can give them a card which will point them to an appropriate site where they can then meet people from a similar background to them who have an amazing testimony. So it's not directly linked to the Crowd Centre, but any money you give us now as a gift would go towards this Come See a Man. So there's really 4 options for you. You could be a stakeholder in the company or the Crowd Centres. You could have one of our full-time or lifetime memberships of a local communications and advertising network. You could give it as a short-term loan, or you could actually give us a gift to help us build up this site.